Pastor Alan Abert, how are we doing?
We're doing well, thank you. And thanks for having us this morning.
Well, and I mean, guys, I'm getting good at this remembering thing. I remembered how to spell your last name. I didn't even need to ask.
You even pronounced it right.
I'm telling you.
Because, there are two pronunciations. There's the German from eastern Madison County, and then the one from that we respond to. So, so good for you.
Well, I'm, always love chatting with you and really glad to talk about the Alton Grace United Methodist Church's open house. We talked about it last year, but this year, again, some really great stuff, including a snowball fight.
Yeah, I'm surprised that made it in. Yes, I was notified on Sunday that we're going to have Alton's first indoor snowball fight. So, right now, and all I know is they've ordered a couple of cases of snowballs. And so how they're going to execute this, I have no idea. But you know what? That's the fun of it. The whole idea behind this event is just to say, hey, community, we're here. We had our first one last year. The place was jammed, so we said, let's do it again. So
well. And I've said this, as a St. Mary's boy, there is no more beautiful church than Alton Grace United Methodist Church. I really mean that. It is so beautiful to look at.
Well, thanks. We just celebrated November 14th, the 144th year of that building. The church actually began as a German church way back in 1839, I guess. And so they were over on Union. After a fire demolished that, then they rebuilt, and they built this for, I think, an amazing price of $4,300, right?
Wow.
For that building. And so it has been there.
Wow.
And for a long time, it showed its age, but it has been brought back. And so we're excited to be part of the 7th and Henry community.
Yeah, it's really just a great look, and honestly, that is the postcard photo. If you want one for Alton, I think that is a good one.
Well, this guy Pfeifenberger, who was a well-known architect way back in the 1800s, right? His name is still all over the design of that building.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Well, and honestly, I think it's a great way, especially at the start of December, and it's weird to have the first Sunday in December, or not the first, December the 8th be the second Sunday already, is what I mean, because, man, it just seems like this one's going to really fly by.
Well, I woke up, last Sunday morning and said, hey, next Sunday is the first Sunday of Advent, which is December 1st, right? So when Thanksgiving, it's kind of funny, when these holidays seem to get pushed back a little bit later. Thanksgiving is a week later this year than it was last year. So that really compresses an already compressed time. So
good, because I thought I was going crazy. I'm not going to lie. I was like having a meltdown.
No, you should come to church and let yourself decompress at Alton Grace.
That's right.
There you go. That's what we're really good at during the holiday season.
Well, and what I think's great too is that you guys have adapted to newer technology and times changing, and you're on Facebook too. And I think that that's perfect for maybe somebody that's newer to town that wants to check out churches with a little nervous.
That's actually how a couple of our newer members found us.
Really? Yeah.
COVID pushed us all into that position. Yeah. And so that's how we came to understand a little bit of the technology of being able to remain connected. And so we do our best. And so we broadcast on Facebook. We've got people who will tell us from Florida. People will tell us from Southern Illinois. People will tell us from Pennsylvania that they're watching us on Sunday morning. So it's a great way to get the message out in the community for sure.
That is so cool. On Sunday, December the 8th from 1:30 to 3:30 at 702 Henry Street, you are invited to the open house. Take me through the nativity scenes.
Well, this is kind of interesting. What I have discovered as pastor in small churches, we're talking about the other small church that I have up in Elsah, is that when you study it, there's a huge amount of history. And it's all about the families, right? It's all about the people who came together and have lived in that sense of community all these years. So you get all these stories and all these collections. And so one of the ideas we had last year in introducing this is that give it a bit of a historical touch. And so we asked members to bring their family nativity sets.
Oh, wow.
And so there's a story behind several of them. And then one of our donors who allows us to borrow hers has pieces from all over the world. And so this set will probably have between 60 and 100 different nativity sets. It's really kind of neat to look at. We also this year have added pictures and stories from church families.
That's so cool.
So those that are interested in the history of Alton can, one, come see the building, itself for the open house, and then we'll have on display some of the history as well as this live snowball fight.
How many nativity sets do you project?
Last year we had about 70 or 75.
Whoa!
So I'm not quite sure how many you'll have this year.
Gosh, dang!
So I'll err to the low side, maybe 60. If we're really lucky, maybe 100. I don't know.
You know, I think that there is nothing prettier than some of those nativity sets.
Well, and people have them stored in their homes.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
You buy one, you collect it, you put it away, you forget you have it, right? And so a lot of these have come out of people's closets, and they blow the dust off and come set them up. So, like our quilt show that we have at Elsah during those festival days, the family stories come out. And those are the stories that keep small churches like Alton Grace going.
100%. Well, and honestly, it's one of those things that make it a reason for people, new arrivals to Alton, or folks that are trying their faith again, to show up and join.
Especially people who are seeking small community.
Gosh, yeah.
You know, to come in and the thing that people have told me when they've come in the door is that they immediately feel welcomed. You know, there's not an inquisition.
Right.
There's not come join us and how much money do you want to give us or how much work can you do. It just come sit and so we pretty much have ourselves set up as a welcoming church. So anybody can just come in and be accepted and welcomed and loved just for who they are every Sunday morning. So.
Well, and I think it's so important for that, seriously, because without that, especially right now, I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm not even talking about, national news. It's just life. I mean, you know, like you said, this month is going to just jam up and to be about 2 weeks. It's going to feel like it's over.
Right.
And we're celebrating 2025, but there's also a lot of things that people are worried about and nervous about. Go to church.
Well, that's what we tried to do, during the pre-election period was through the teaching and preaching was to kind of try to alleviate some of the concerns because of all the media pressure that's, I'm here using the media, but we're talking about media pressure that has created those 100%. Environments, right? But I really think, and you even see it in Alton, we have an election coming up next spring, and all of a sudden we have a divergent set of opinions that are running out there.
Get ready for January, folks. Strap in.
And so, So you work to have all this sense of community built, and then we go back into our divisive corners again, right?
Well, and see, I think that, church is so good for so many things, but the one thing I think it's perfect for right now is it's okay to shake somebody's hand that has a different opinion than you do. And when you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like gone is the day in my generation where you and your neighbor could think differently and still have a beer together.
Right, exactly. Right,
and there's something so powerful about, offering that sign of goodwill, that peace at church, that peace offering, and it really brings that together that, hey, we're just people.
Well, I mean, it's no secret. In the United Methodist Church, there's been a huge disagreement. We would call it a family fist fight.
Yeah.
Over the question of human sexuality.
Oh, yeah.
And what we really came to conclusion is at these three churches, we have one in Hartford, Alton, and Elsah, his leadership team just said, look, let's just make our primary focus one thing, and that's our focus on Jesus Christ and being the hands and feet. And everything else out of that is just conversation, right?
Yeah.
And so that's how we've been kind of moving ourselves forward, and that's how we bring ourselves to this event at Alton on the 8th is to come and join us in the Methodist tradition of having food, because we can never meet without eating something. Last year there was lots of great food, so there'll be food. We have one of our pianists will be playing Christmas music for a couple of hours in the sanctuary. So
and photos with Santa.
Oh yeah, how can we forget?
Gosh dang, we're on the naughty list.
Not only Mr. Santa, but Mrs. Santa is going to be there to keep Mr. Santa online, right? So they will be there, and so there's photos and opportunity for and this is also this is not a recruitment event. This is just when we invite the families in. It's family friendly. It's a safe environment. Come in, get your picture taken with Santa, and have something to eat and say hello.
Well, and honestly, guys, I really do encourage you, because I think this would be a really cool opportunity, especially on a Sunday. You're kicking off your Christmas month. It's going to be, technically, because this week your family's probably in, you're recovering from Thanksgiving, start of Advent, so a little bit slowed down. But on December the 8th, you're going to have an opportunity to go step inside Alton Grace United Methodist Church for an hour, 2 hours, then take a stroll to Duke's, go call it a good day, and just go for a little walk around the neighborhood.
We love being the neighbor of Duke Bakery. That's one of the great things. But we're also taking this a little bit a step further.
Please.
That on the 18th of December, which is I believe a Wednesday night, 6 o'clock in the evening, we're going to have an event because we decorate our churches.
Yeah.
And we do it, and we come to church on Sunday, but we don't really get the full effect of that nighttime stuff. So we're going to come together on the 6th, and we're going to be able to come in and see the building decorated in its entirety. And it's what we call our carols and cookies night, where you come. We're going to sing Christmas songs. We're going to eat great cookies and have, I'm just going to call it Rebecca's Famous Punch will be there. And so it's just come as you are, again, another community thing to
This is so cool.
Come sit and enjoy. So
This is awesome. Well, and as the month of December starts, what's the message sound like at the church?
Well, the message is that we are sitting as a church in anticipation.
Yeah.
Right? And it's, as I mentioned this past Sunday, we're sitting in anticipation of the second coming of Christ. And so rather than focusing, as we do at Easter, on the season of resurrection, we're focusing on the season of the birth and all the events leading up to that. So and you always have the secondary thoughts of hope, joy, peace. And as you're looking for messages of affirmation and encouragement, finding hope, finding joy, finding peace. Peace of all things, right, is what we're after. So those are the central messages that you'll find during the next 4 weeks at that church.
This is incredible. You got a moment to stick around? Come back and chat for a few more minutes?
Sure.
Take a quick break, come back with more right after this.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. What are your Thanksgiving plans, Pastor?
We have all of our family coming to our house Thanksgiving Day. Thanks for asking. So we're cooking. So we have 3 grandsons and my 2 daughters and their husbands and significant others. So it's going to be a good time. So
what's your Thanksgiving meal of choice?
Of choice?
Yeah, if you had the pick.
Well, I'll follow tradition. You know, it's a turkey with traditional stuff. So,
there you go. Okay.
We've done it a couple of different ways over the years, and we've done some outside catering, and we just have a good time doing all the cooking and prepping, right? So tomorrow, my 3 grandsons are off school, so they're going to be over working with Grandma to do some of the side dishes early. So that's the fun stuff. And how about you?
You know, honestly, I'm a dressing guy.
Okay.
I just, that and green bean casserole. That's all I need in my life.
Which one of the green bean casserole?
Ooh, see, that's a good point. I like it with the onion.
Fried onion, yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I like it. Yeah,
soup?
I got to have it that way.
So it's super traditional.
Yeah, really traditional.
Don't deviate, right?
No, not with that. Otherwise, I talk about it on the show.
So I saw this thing the other day. So if you're not going to have turkey, what's
So I got the answer to this.
Okay.
All right, if it's not turkey, I'm fine with the ham, but hear me out here. Just cook up some nice steaks. Let's call some strip steaks and call it a day, What about you?
I would love that idea, but I think that bucking tradition.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
and you're a young guy, so you have a lot of years to recover from that. I don't. So no, we have turkey and ham, and then we'll have some of the stuff with it. So
I love
it's
this,
fun
man.
stuff.
Well, and if you guys are just tuning in now, Alton Grace United, get over here, Methodist Church, is going to be ready for their open house Sunday, December the 8th, 1:30 to 3:30, 2 hours of stopping by and seeing over 60 different nativity scenes. And really, I just think these are the coolest. Nativities are so beautiful.
Yeah.
And some of the ways that they used to be made, too, are just very intricate. Is there any one last year that kind of stuck out in your mind?
I really don't remember because it was happening so fast, right?
Well, I'm sure because you got all these people in front of you, too.
I know that we had, we have the Hedger Hall in the back, and then we have the sanctuary. We had tables that were just lined.
No kidding.
From the sanctuary out in there, so there were quite a few.
How long do the photos with Santa last? All 2 hours?
All 2 hours, yeah. Yeah.
And
we have a special contract with Santa, so he gives us the full 2 hours for that one.
And then, do parents need to bring their own, take them with their phones, or
they can? Absolutely.
And then, really cool. So there's not like a digital.
There's not a digital thing. You don't have to worry about paying for a package.
That's perfect.
Come in, plop them on the laps, take the phone, and away you go. So we're good.
Now, how does the snowball fight work?
I don't know. See, you're as the pastor. Sometimes your building trustees will do things and not tell you. So I was just told as I walked into church on Sundays that part of this celebration is going to be an indoor snowball fight. And I'm watching the weather forecast. I'm saying, well, we might have a half an inch of snow if it gets really cold. How are we going to do this? And then, of course, how are you going to keep the building clean? Well, then he fessed up, and so he's got 2 cases of 50 of these artificial snowballs. So it could be they put me up in the pulpit and just kind of like a dunking.
That's
tank,
what I thought.
Hit the pulpit.
That's exactly what I thought.
It may be that they just turn them loose in the sanctuary. I really don't know, but it's definitely going to be something interesting enough to stop in and check it out for sure.
Well, 100%. And Pastor, before I let you go, is there one church member that makes the best cookie?
Why do you do that?
See, I know the hard questions.
The answer is that they're all great.
Oh, you're too good.
Every one of them. And if you're a pastor for very long, you don't generate the pastor's pooch that you get by discriminating against any of the cookies. So it's all 3 churches. I'm telling you, all the cookies are great.
I love this, man. Hey, we got to get you guys to Alton Grace United Methodist Church's open house Sunday, December the 8th, from 1:30 to 3:30, 702 Henry Street in Alton. We'll link everything on RiverBender.com. Anything else before I say goodbye for now?
Have a great Thanksgiving.
You too, sir. We'll take a quick break. We'll wrap up the Tuesday that was right after this one.